All right, so I started out with a pretty good idea in my head, what I wanted to do, but I had never done any of this, so all of this was new to me. I started out with a voice file, a single voice file that we prepared for a test, and I used Davinci Resolve 16 for editing this. There were six test questions altogether in this one voice file, what I wanted to do is I wanted to cut them into separate files. So I cut all six up and put them in the rendering queue so that all could be rendered at the same time. And I rendered them as voice files when Davinci asked me. And then I also, as a side note, I also use Davinci Resolve for editing this video. Took me a couple of hours, but it was a fun experience. I like doing that. And then I went on to Thinglink. Now this is a platform that I've never used before. I already had a picture ready, and what I wanted to do was add voice files. And when I started adding them, it turned out they were all still MOV files, which means there was audio but no video. So Thinglink didn't even recognize them as voice files. So what I did was I looked around for a converter on my computer because I used to have one, but I couldn't find it anymore. So instead I went to a Convertio. This is a website that helps you convert files from one format to another. It's a great platform, free to use. It only allows to convert 2 files at a time as a free user, but that's fine. I only had 6 files, so wasn't really a big deal. And when I finished converting them, I moved the files from the download folder back to the video folder, so all the things that I had would be together. And then back to Thinglink again. And then when I started uploading the voice files, when you upload the voice files in Thinglink, it will play the voice files automatically. And when I was uploading the second file, then I realized it's actually the same as the first file. So this means that Davinci Resolve has a bug, or maybe it's just a function that I didn't know about. Conversion is done based on the file that is currently being processed in the editor, and not the one that was in the editor at the time when you put the file in the queue. So I figured, oh, it's fine. I go back to do that, but not in Davinci Resolve this time. I went to iMovie. As an editor, it's not nearly as powerful as Davinci, but it's good enough, and I'm pretty good at that. So I cut the voice files again and exported the voice files one by one this time. And iMovie lets you export the files directly as MP3 files. So it was kind of fairly straightforward. So this time I went back to the Thinglink again, and I figured I started adding the voice files. And this time it went on it went without a hitch. The editor actually is very intuitive. Even as free user, I didn't run into any limitations using the platform. The Thinglink platform is actually really fun to use. And when I was kind of finishing up, I hit a few buttons, one in the sky and one on the floor, so it wouldn't be too easy to find for the students. I think it's not too difficult either. So when I finished putting up the voice files, I went on to Google Form, and I created a short test that the students could use to check their understanding, or to check if they could hear the CVC words correctly. I could have given them an option to actually enter this, but I think that would have been too difficult, so I just put them up as multiple choice. I added the point values for the answers so that they would be automatically graded, and I tested to see that everything works. And then after I finished the form, I took the embed code and went back to Thinglink again. And then I figured that I would embed the form in Thinglink, and that went without a problem. But then I realized it's probably not so good, since the students can't really listen to the recording and then
do the questions one by one. I checked to see if it worked. It worked, but it wasn't it wasn't exactly what I expected. So I went to my homepage, and the aim was to embed the Thinglink and form together so that the students could listen and do the test together. And the preview doesn't show it in the edit mode, but it works for the user, so it was good enough. So actually the Thinglink is a really good platform to enhance learning. And what I did, of course, was just baby steps, was just beginner. It has so much more functionality, and you can embed material from a bunch of other platforms to expand it further. It has a paid version as well for $40 a year. It's really cheap, but this $40 unlocks classroom functionality. And I'm really excited to see what else could be done using this Thinglink. So that's it. Thank you for listening.